Today, we're going to be exploring how to make a painting with lots of depth and two colors plus one to change the hue. Let's get started. Okay, I'm going to be working on a 10-inch round, and I'm going to be utilizing some of my stamps and two colors. I'm going to be using Hazard Yellow and Titan Buff Light. And that's it. And I'm going to be using just a little bit of Van Dyke Brown to change the hue. This is straight up Titan Buff going down on the canvas now. I'm going to give it a good coat and just to give us something to start with. Okay, the canvas has been covered. I have taken the liberty throughout this video to shorten things because it was about 45 minutes worth of video, and really I cut to the meat of it. So forgive if I seem to be jumping around a little bit. Now I'm covering this as just straight up has a yellow, and I'm using this on one of my foam stamps. And all I'm trying to do here is I'm going to build up layers upon layers of texture to create depth. So it's going to seem like after I get started here that I'm just going back over and covering things up, but it does all show up at the end. Okay, I allowed it to dry just a little bit before I did this. Well, no more than just a little bit. It was completely dry, and I'm doing a wash. Now this is a very watered down with water of the Titan Buff Light. I'm going to add some more. I'm going to add some more of the same stamp over the top of this. Now because I washed out the first layer, it's gonna be lighter than this layer. So I'm building those layers up and washing them out and getting a little bit of depth. The further away, the lighter it gets. And this goes on for quite some time. This, like I said, this video was, the raw footage was well over 45 minutes, and this video is not that long. Sort of cut out a lot of the stuff in between and the dry time. Okay. I picked up another stamp. This is why I have a stamp that kind of looks like vines. It's hard to see here, but it will be very obvious here in a few minutes when I change the shade. You can see I did have a little bit of a shade difference there. And right now it just looks like yellow, and that's the point. Just checking there to make sure it was dry. And what I did to how I dried it, I used my hair dryer to dry it, and that's, I figured you all would rather not have to watch me dry things with a hair dryer. So I cut that part out. Okay, different hue at this point. You can see it's a lot darker. Interesting, the Van Dyke Brown actually almost gave me a green, so it is very appropriate for that because it's greenish. Okay, I pulled up a different one of my foam stamps, and I'm doing this all in white. And you'll see why here, because it's my lightest. It's going to be the furthest away, and things will get darker as we get more to the forefront. Although I failed to tell you this, I'm actually using titanium white as the other end of the spectrum to lighten things. So you can't see it right now, but it actually does have a low yellow hue to it. And you'll see it in the upcoming layers here in just a second. This is where the lighter, you get a little bit more of the yellow in there. And just a little darker. I'm going to get to the, I'm making these stamps until I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I'm going to wash it out, send it further back. Tap it out just a little bit with this. I used a little bit of a paper towel just to pull up some of the paint if it got too much. And that's my final layers. This is more yellow and a little bit of the little bit of the Van Dyke brown for these Queen Anne's lace is what I call these. But another more of my stamps. If you're interested, I get all of my stamps from joggles.com. They have a great selection. So if you're interested, that link will be down in the description. Okay, the last stamp. I had a little bit of an error here. I actually went with a lighter value on this, and it was just too yellow. It was too light. So I went back in and did a little bit more like what I have for the Queen Anne's lace. So let's take a close look at what we got down here. You can get, as you get in, you can see all of the layers below it. Well, that's it for me today. Up just before me, you should have seen Gert of Gert Creates. And right after me is going to be Corey and Adrian from Art's Really Cool. So stick around and let's see what they come up with. If you found this useful today, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave me a like and maybe leave a comment. Until next time, bye for now.